I'm talking about the future of beauty, which is AI and AR to drive this beauty industry. Just give you some little background about Perfect Corp if you don't know us. We've been in the industry for about 6 years. Currently, we have about 350 people global. Majority of them are engineering, AI, scientists, and then all kind of the great people. And then we have two lines of a business. One is a B2C, and another is a B2B, which gives us some very unique proposition because we have an app. You can make up app. So currently we almost have a 1 billion download globally. So we can have a direct interaction with our customer. And then 70% of our revenue actually coming from B2B, which we package and license all the beauty tech and to the brand. Currently, we have about 375 brands, which we need to keep on updating the numbers. Okay. So let's give you some idea about our business. And also, we are doing a strategic partnership with lots of companies like Google, like Facebook. And back in Asia, we are partnered with Alibaba on Tmall and Tencent on WeChat. And then we're highly decorated. We win lots of awards. So if you look at your screen now, you can see actually we've been working with the 370 brands. Probably some of your brands there. Okay. Currently, even during the pandemic, this virtual try-on didn't slow down. It actually accelerated. We have about average 10 billion try-on per year, okay, both from our customer and from our app. One thing very unique about us is that we digitalize. We have a repository. It's more like a database. The console has all the product. We probably has we are the largest beauty database in the world because we digitalize almost 300,000 different SKU, color, skin, hair, and even nail color now. So brand customer create a product in our the console, and they can reuse it. You can see the trend. Actually, if you see the slide from your screen, the trend didn't stop. In the past 6 years, even we've been through this pandemic, you see a little bit dip there, but then they pick up. So that's all the brand we've been working with from very beginning. Our very first brand is from Isabel Arden. It's interesting. It's more like a legendary brand, but they are using their first customer. Since then, we speed up. So currently, we have 376 the brand. We are global. We serve our customer from 15 cities. We are in 11 countries. Okay, now it's finish the quick introduction. So we'll talk about the real opportunity. So some of the slides may get a little bit messed up during the format, but that's fine. You will get the beautiful one later. So the opportunity here is really the power of a beauty tech. We believe we created this beauty tech world, right? So beauty tech basically is using technology to serve the beauty world or the beauty ecosystem. So that's pretty simple. So what's the challenge here? Okay, so interesting. This slide, which is the exact same I presented 2 years ago or 18 months ago in that conference, which I met Richard. Because, that's the problem. The problem consistent. We try to figure out what girls want. That's a challenge. Because the girl changing every day. And then their behavior change. Their thinking change. And not even mention right now, they need to think about the skin tone, right? Their skin condition, their hairstyle, and then what kind of trend. So by all these things combined together, the brand needs to figure out what's the girl want. Not even mention you are dealing with a new breed called Gen Z, which might sound fall into that kind of category. They are very special, right? So they will worry about things which I never worried when I was kid. Right? Worry about the Wi-Fi signal strong enough. That's the number one worry. And then they worry about their future, which is tomorrow morning. Okay, so their time span tend to very short. And also the thing here is they bring this beauty counter into the e-commerce, which is millennial. And then this Gen Z bring the e-commerce into social media. So everything changed. So that's why, as a brand, you are trying to sell it to a constant changing customer. What's your take on that? So I guess that's why the top trend change from the face of the beauty industry is heavily invest in technology, specifically on AI. Based on the CB Insight, personalization become the trend, beauty trend of 2021. And then based on the Forest study, it's 77% of the brand, they try to figure out how to do a personalized service. And then from the Accenture, like 75% of the customer are really want that personalized recommendation. Okay, so you can see that actually the trend is AI, personalization. Why? Because you are dealing with a new generation of customer, they need personalization. And also, so that's why beauty industry, based on the Yelpify study, the top 8 beauty commerce trend, actually 4 of them fall into AI related. Inclusivity, AI technology, big data, and hyper personalization. So that's why, so probably a couple of years ago, we deal with all the customer, they see this beauty tech or AI AR as a gimmick, it's a tool. It's fun, it's good to have. But right now, they take this seriously and make this technology as a part of their business. You can see actually company like Estee Lauder company of the world, Coty, like a couple of weeks ago, we just announced the partnership with Coty. They take this seriously, and it's not just something fun, not something good to have. That's part of the essential business. So you can see that if you haven't started to focus this one, or even like start to invest in the technology, you should, because your peer or like your big competitor, they are doing this. Okay. So basically, quickly, the beauty tech is really nothing like a fancy. Of course, the technology itself is pretty complicated, but it's a try on. You can virtually try whenever, however, whatever you want to try. You can have a tons of options to try. But after you try, then your data, your preference, everything get analyzed. And then the AI engine analyze the data, analyze all this your behavior, and try to recommend, try to present you the best product. So it's a true personalization. So it means probably we always say that we know better than yourself, right? You know yourself because we know your behavior. And then that's about beauty tech. And the beauty tech is not just a virtual try-on. Virtual try-on is a very like the pioneer of the beauty tech. But basically, behind the beauty tech, we are talking about virtual try-on, of course. We are talking about foundation, shade matching. Because you put all the makeup on your face, right? What's the foundation? The skin tone is the foundation. That's the reason why they call it foundation, because it is foundation. So everything need to put onto the foundation. So that's why understand the skin tone is super critical. Later we talk about a little bit detail on the skin tone. And then also skincare. Once we understand skin tone, we need to understand the property, the characters of your skin in order to put the best makeup, in order to put the best, the healthy makeup on top of you. So we understand your skin condition. Of course, then we need to understand your hair, the color, the characters of your hair. And put everything together, we need to have a virtual beauty advisor to tell you what's the best makeup, what's the best hair, what's the best skincare you are doing. So everything put together, we call a beauty tech. Okay. Then we go back to the virtual try-on. The virtual try-on is not a virtual try-on anymore. It's a smart virtual try-on. We talk about, so people say, okay, virtual try-on, just put something on your face. That's not. That's called a sticker. That's a filter. It's not virtual try-on because virtual try-on has that intelligent part on top of it. In order to give you the best try-on experience, you need to understand who am I dealing with? What kind of the consumer in front of you? What's his or her face shape, eye shape, the shape of the nose, and the skin tone. Everything put it together, then we do a virtual try-on. We give you the best, the recommendation on top of it. Even something fancier coming, probably early next year, we also come out adding the personality. So personality, you can imagine, through the big data, through what we call the micro expression, I understand your facial expression. It's more like a forensics, right? So it's like a criminal. No, that's not the case. It's like a similar technology, but we can look at your micro expression and we can understand your personality based on the statistic. Okay, so we can recommend the best product for your mood. Like today, you feel very happy, and then you really suitable to wear this kind of makeup. So virtual trial is not a virtual trial anymore. It becomes smart. It's intelligent. And also for the brand, this is kind of smart virtual try-on, give you a huge opportunity to cross-sell. If you are a makeup brand, actually, you can look at your customer's the makeup, and start thinking about her skin. Start thinking about her eye, the hair. And if you are a skincare company, you can understand your customer's skin and then start to recommend the product, the makeup. So they provide a holistic experience on the beauty. So everything become alert. The boundary is no boundary. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. It's not like you have a category of a makeup, skincare. No, everything blend together and recommend the best of you. We give you a makeup. We give you a makeover. We take care of your skin. So that's everything put together. That's a new way to think about this virtual try-on or the smart technology. Okay. And then we call a little bit deeper about, and let me tell you some more detail about the technology. So we talk about foundation, right? I keep on saying foundation because it's really the foundation. So important, because for the color, we look at the color. For the human eyes, we can actually distinguish about 16 million different colors from the spectrum, like a light. And then among this color, for the skin tone, actually it's about 89,000. It's about 90,000 different skin tones. If you want to talk about diversity, if your brand claim you are diversity, you better to provide all these 90,000 different skin tone, the foundation for your customer to match. So in our cases, I don't believe it's a Pantone, right? Pantone have about like a 100 something, or even the best of a beauty advisor, he or she can only recommend or recognize some of that skin tone. But with the AI technology, we can really, really understand your true color. Among these 90,000 colors, which one do you belong to? That's how we call diversity. And then based on this recommendation, some of you I know some of the brands really advanced. It customize that foundation. Okay, you probably don't need to do that, but you do have that a good the benchmark. Know what customer, your customer, which foundation, like category they fall into, so you can have a better understanding. So that's the power of AI. In other cases, is once we understand the skin tone, we need to extract the color, try to match. Okay, because I don't believe any brand can offer 90 skin shade, right? The shade. So that's why, we extract the color, try to match the best color from your product, and give the closest one. And also, by the way, we give you the perfect match, and then we give a little bit lighter, a little bit darker, and then probably consider your undertone. Or when you have a vacation back from Hawaii, your skin tone change a little bit. So that's why you need to switch. Okay, so that's how this advanced color, shade, and lighting analysis can provide to you. And also, we talk about machine learning, we talk about AI. But for the machine learning AI, like a previous speaker from Google, talk about data, how to use data, that's important. Because if you talk about, you just have a framework, the skeleton of the AI, but you don't have a data, the AI pretty much is like a useless because you need to learn. And then in our cases, because we constantly work with the brand. We have our own app. So that's why we can get lots of the data. And the data constantly change. So that's why the engine get improved. So I remember when we started with this foundation smart shape finder 3 years ago, they missed some of the corner cases. For example, some people, most of them, you don't have an even skin. You have an uneven skin. Some of them is really just like a halo, or they have a blemish. So at the very beginning, the AI cannot recognize this, but after a couple of rounds of learning, they start recognizing it. Okay, if I see a blemish or if I see a halo, what's the best type of algorithm I'm going to use to match this customer? Okay, so it's more like a very experienced beauty advisor. So that's the data, the power of data. And then we talk about a little bit deep into your skin. Skin is only skin deep, but it's really deep. It's very complicated because just by visually understand your skin condition, that one already is a challenge. Okay, but we use the AI technology. We work with a brand like Neutrogena. We work with La Roche-Posay. They even publish a paper in the National Science Institute about how to use the AI to recognize the acne. Now we have acne, not just one type of acne. We have 8 different type of acne, and even the wrinkle. You probably, if you're dealing with the wrinkle, so far in our database, we can recognize the 32 different type of wrinkles. Okay, each wrinkle with a combination of a different skin condition. Think about how many products you can create. Actually, Neutrogena told us by analyze all the combination, they have a 2 million different type of recommendation for your customer. That's a true customization. That's a true personalization. So right now in our skincare, we can identify 14 different categories by just visually look at it like a moisture, redness. So your customer doesn't really need to go to a big machine or go to even a dermatologist to understand their problem. They can by quickly scan their face. They have something to start from. Okay, we are not claiming we have like a medical device. It's not the case, but basically give you something to start. And then the good thing is, the previous the speaker talked about future simulation. We can actually simulate your skin condition based on your age. So we have a product called Time Machine. We try to simulate your skin at the process with your aging, how it look like, how can you prevent it. So that's another advanced AI technology we call GAN. GAN technology is a generative adversarial network. Basically, it's a two AI engine compete with each other. So the human doesn't really like we sit on the sideline. These 2 AI engines try to judge which simulation is the best. So by doing this, and we come up with the best simulation. We can even simulate your beard with the Just for Men comb. So we actually work with them, try to simulate the different shape of the beard. Okay. And then not only just the color. And the last one, which is just the latest one, is about nail. Nail is a popular category, but nail actually is pretty difficult because we can identify 200 feature points from your face. Face is complicated, but complicated is good because it gives it more data. But nail, think about it. Everybody is just hand, 5 fingers. What else can you get? 5 fingers with some nail. Maybe you have a longer nail, shorter nail, but it's nail. So it's very difficult. Simple thing for AI is difficult. And then also you can change, different orientation. So that's why this one is our last one. People talk about nail, but we get the last one. But right now we get this. We were about to launch very soon with a major brand in January. Yeah. And then also for the brand, you are not doing technology for the sake of technology. You're doing this to serve your customer. Where your customer is, you provide your technology. So in our cases, we put this the AI engine, AR engine, together, and we can distribute into different channels. If you are in e-commerce, we have this RESTful API. If you want to do a web module, if you're using app, we have SDK. If you're selling a product in China, we have a WeChat Mini SDK. We have a Taobao SDK. So the only thing is you just need to create once the database. It doesn't matter if it's the skin or it's the makeup, and you can push to different channels. And then our brand partners see great result. They see like in average. So we have some amazing, like a crazy number from some of the brand. But basically, in general, you see 67% higher conversion. And you see 4 times longer that people stay on your site. And 10% less return rate because they know what they'd already tried it. So the return rate is less and 30% increase in add to cart. If you are a brand, you will love this number. With a little bit investment, you get this huge number. So that's why this become a mainstream. Like people try to do, you see that the curve right going up. Everybody want to try this. And then, as I said, behavior, your customer behavior change from search to browsing. So that's a major change because previously, like probably my generation, I put some keyword, I search, I go to Amazon to buy. But right now, like my son, they are not. They probably don't have any idea. They're browsing. They look at TikTok. Oh, this one look good. Or they look at Instagram, the influencer. They don't have idea. They start to browse. So that's why when your customers start to browse, and then this one become e-commerce, then you need to be there. So that's why we work with Google. We work with YouTube, of course, a part of Google, Instagram, and then Snap. We'll try to put this virtual try-on everywhere when your customer is there. We try to build this relationship with your customer. Say, if your customer browsing some like an IG, Instagram video, and they see the virtual try-on, they start to try. Then at that moment, you start building a relationship with your customer. You are different. You are not just a brand. You are part of their virtual try-on experience. So that's why all this social media or this platform, they want to work with us to implement this virtual try-on. And then of course in China we do WeChat, we do Taobao, and then right now we have a Chinese version of TikTok, which is Douyin, and I believe the US version is coming very soon. So you have to be everywhere because your customer is everywhere. You don't know when, where, how, where they are how they're gonna try this your product. So you have to be everywhere. So just to give you a quick number before we close this session. 15% interaction. This one is from social media. We just recently launched. So the number is really new. 15% interaction, 30% 30-second engagement, 50% longer to stay on your post, and then 25% click-through rate. The brand told us this one is crazy, it's insane because usually they get like a 5% is already good enough. And 20% conversion by adding all this intelligence into your post. So that's the beauty. That's the beauty about beauty tech. And then, so you can read through the some of our customers' testimonial, and you can go to our website to find the successful the story. So I don't need to repeat here. So one thing here is we talk about future, but future is now. You can actually take this opportunity, all this technology, and start to implement it. So I believe everybody can enjoy that. It's not like a luxury, only the big brand can do that. We have the offering for brand, big and small. So if you are interested, we actually have a demo session over there. My team member, Mackenzie, she will be here and then show you. So get some fun by playing our technology. So it pretty much concludes my presentation. Thanks, everyone.